Now it's time to talk about dumb observations. While listing the things that are bright and shiny might qualify as dumb observations, some of these idiots expanded things even further. Like, for example, everyone seems to love Mace Windu for some reason, mainly because he's played by Samuel L. Jackson. And everyone loves Samuel L. Jackson. But why? Here's some interesting answers.
Before Samuel L. Jackson slipped into the Mace Windu Jedi robes, there was no such thing as a purple lightsaber. In fact, so far as we know, Mace Windu's the only Jedi that's ever gonna have one. The prequels gave us enough scenes with Jackson to understand his no-nonsense approach to things.
What? Who wrote that? Some kind of moron?
I sense a plot to destroy the Jedi.
Then in my research, I found an alarming, reoccurring excuse for Jar Jar Binks, and it was to hate on C-3PO.
How rude!
Well, there's also Jar Jar Binks, of course. And yes, Binks is an irritant with a semi-comprehensible speech pattern. But is he that much worse than C-3PO in the original trilogy? Who spends a lot of Empire naysaying so frequently and virulently that he often seems to be rooting against his supposed friends.
Geez, at least they didn't call him a homo. But C-3PO was never rooting against his friends. He was just complaining or worrying about himself. He had motivations for his actions. Oh God, why am I even talking? Now on to the next collective dumb observation from these articles. The romance parts are okay, as long as they don't talk.
Anakin and Padme's romance can appear downright lovely when it's communicated visually, like their kiss as they're let out to die in the Geonosis arena, rather than verbally. Like Anakin's ranting about sand. Although, let's be real, Anakin's hatred of sand is on point. It sucks, it does get everywhere.
Excuses for the boring talking parts.
Watching the Star Wars Prequel trilogy is like the most entertaining lesson in civics ever given. Specifically, the way it reveals how even a republic peopled by representative leaders with the best intentions can make decisions that result in disastrous policies, accompanied by devastation and the crumbling of great ideas.
How exciting! I want to play that in my backyard when I'm a kid.
I got you now, Ben Kenobi.
The first movies are only good because some of us liked them as a kid and they didn't.
Those first Star Wars movies feel personal to a lot of viewers, but that feeling comes from the memories associated with them, more so than the movies themselves, because I'm a millennial psychologist.
Lightsabers are awesome.
Fact.
Overly intellectualizing. Another pretty consistent argument for the prequels being good is that they are smarter than you. Or rather, smarter than you think. Now, I'm not talking about the ring composition stuff. I'm talking politics. People often associate the prequels with the trade dispute that kicks off the Phantom Menace and subsequent scenes of people talking in the Senate and in offices and boring rooms and so on. The original trilogy was set in a universe where the politics were in place. The Empire was bad. Essentially, it was World War II in space. The Empire was just Nazis. Things back then in the 1940s were more clear-cut, more black and white. The prequels showed us a different side of politics. The awful, boring kind. The C-SPAN kind. Less Audie Murphy and more Peter Murphy. You know, member of the Maryland House of Delegates from the 28th District. But anyway, the prequels were more about how a democratic republic can slowly transform into an evil dictatorship or an empire.
The Republic will be reorganized into the first galactic empire.
This was done through lies, manipulation.
Misa propose that the Senate give immediately emergency powers to the Supreme Chancellor.
And fear-mongering by Palpatine. It's important to note that the prequels were written during the time of the Bush administration and the Iraq War. There are many allusions to this. The most obvious are Obi-Wan's line about the Sith.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes.
Either you are with us, or you are with the terrorists.
He desperately needed Star Wars to be about something bigger and greater than just popcorn entertainment, so he went back to his classic literature book and his Cliff's Notes to search for ideas.
And action!
In conclusion, so basically what I'm saying with all this is that like a midget in a grocery store, you're all reaching. Here's the thing about opinions. They're all wrong unless they're mine.